moment. This is definitely Top Heights Electricals and Electricians, and I am your host with the most. That is John Gatehi, and I am quite sure that you are privileged to have this wonderful day with you. I am very happy that you could find time, my top boss, to definitely join me in our today's live stream, where I am talking about how to succeed as an electrical technician, especially in 2025. Are you looking forward to grow your business to astronomical levels? And as I say this is because I am on the journey to become very successful when it comes to electrical engineering business, because why not? In this day and age, we have a lot of opportunities. We have the social media platforms that we can use to be able to grow ourselves in terms of our business. Going straight into it, what I decided to do as I was starting was to ensure that I form a company, and this is what we have: Top Heights Electricals and Electricians. I came up with this logo, and then I headed to my great friend of mine who was able to design it into a 3D, as you can see. But this is just a representation of what I stand for, and it also places me in the way of people knowing me, getting used to this. It's just like Nike, that swoosh, or if we can go with something like, let's say, the NBA, or Fubu or the likes. It tells a lot when it comes to branding. But enough of that. What I believe is that if you have some set of rules or some principles that you believe in, you will definitely go far. What I started by doing is ensuring that I have a brand. That brand can also protect me against a lot of things. I am lazy, number one. I cannot trust myself 100%, and therefore I don't expect other people to trust me 100%. But if I have this, it definitely ensures that it protects me, or I protect myself against some of the things that I can do that can ruin my name. If I go with the name John the Electrician, I cannot really hold myself accountable with that, because again, I will not be really putting myself into accountability position, whereby if I mess, or if I do bad for my name's sake, I cannot really go into that position whereby I'm questioning myself, or my character, or my behavior whenever I'm interacting with a customer. But with this, it has been able to put me in check. When I'm dealing with my customer, I have to act right. So my top boss, if you register a company, all right, if you incorporate it, but that is at an advanced stage, it will be able to put you in check. We as electrical technicians, whenever we are interacting with our customers or the job, we find ourselves tempted to steal. That is the truth. Let me tell you the truth. Because you have materials, especially if you have worked on a project and then you have several materials that are left over. You are tempted, because the project is done and maybe the customer will not know or not notice that there are materials that have remained, and you are tempted to steal. So if you call yourself John the Electrician, Gatehi the Electrician, you will do that because you know what? There might not be any consequences. And even if there were, you don't have a brand per se that you are protecting. But if I mess up, I'm messing up the whole brand. So that is why I always have Top Heights Electricals and Electricians to protect me from a lot of the nonsense that I might be doing. A lot of my top bosses have already joined me, and I'm so grateful. I have John in the building, says hi. John, good to see you. John Senabulia. I have Otim Daniel says, I love your show, man. Thank you so much. I also appreciate your time here, Otim Daniel. I have Kwau Isaac says, hi, I enjoy your shows. Thank you so much for joining in. It means a lot. A lot of you have already joined in this live stream that I did not plan in advance to, say it to you, but I just joined, and I love that you have found time. John says, I love your work. Thank you so much, my namesake. Smash the like button so that I can really know that we are together in this. So my top boss, when I was starting, I did not think that I would grow into these massive heights. And I'm saying massive because look at the numbers. We are already at 43,000 YouTube subscribers. That means on this platform, we are 43,000 top bosses, and it means a lot. As of today, 2025, the 18th day of May, and I'm so grateful. It means a lot to me. Thank you so much for you, my top boss, who finds time to click on our videos, to like, to subscribe, and most importantly, whenever you come and watch my content and comment, it means a lot. Now, the reason why I'm hosting this live show today is to really share my experiences throughout the journey from the zero subscriber on our platform, which is Top Heights on YouTube. What are some of the lessons that I have learned? I would be gracious enough to share my journey. Number one, when it comes to posting content, post what you love. All right. If you don't have passion in electrical, then it means that at some point you will run out of ideas, or you will even burn out. If, for instance, you're so good when it comes to solar, don't strain yourself talking about motors. All right. If you're so good when it comes to electrical installations, why would you choose to talk about space exploration? Because you like Musk, and he does a great job when it comes to space. If that is not an area that you're passionate about, you will definitely burn out in the process. So the best thing for you is to choose what you love. If you love batteries, talk about batteries. You can compare lead acid batteries. You can compare gel batteries. You can talk about the lithium batteries. And of course, you need to do a lot of research. The life lithium phosphate batteries. Talk about those if you are good when it comes to batteries. I am so passionate when it comes to solar, when it comes to electrical installation, and I love talking about that topic. I know a little bit about generators, but you haven't seen me talking much about generators simply because it is not my passion. And so I know very well that after I talk about some things about generators, I will definitely run out of ideas. A very important lesson that I've come to learn is to always interact with your community. If you're looking forward to create content online and be able to build a brand online, my top boss, you must have a community that you value, because this community at first will not show any interest, and you might not be encouraged when it comes to creating content. Why? Because they may not really care about the content that you are posting. But once someone comes to put a comment or to comment on the video that you have just posted, don't ignore them. All right? Ensure that you appreciate that comment, that time, and always appreciate them. All right? Always reply to their comments. My top boss, it doesn't matter. Have a lot of respect for the community that you are dealing with. All right. I have my top boss, Dynasty Comedy. Thank you so much for joining in. You say You say hello to me and I really appreciate. Or Tim Daniel says, you are a top electrician. You say it slowly, clearly, and very practically. Ash, the sky is the beginning. Wow, that is an engineer's mindset. The sky is the beginning, not the limit. We are not limited in any way. And thank you so much for your feedback, my top boss or Team Daniel. It means a lot to me. Yes, when you come to social media to talk about something that you are passionate about, you have to break it down. Break it down as if you are speaking to a toddler. Myself, that has always been my goal. Sometimes when I talk about how electricity flows, from the source, from the transformer, all the way to circuits that are in the house, I ensure that I try as much as possible to break everything down, so that if you are referring to something, you make it very simple, very easy to understand. It's like you're breaking large amounts of food, or for a toddler, so that they can be able to eat it. I top boss, if you're already finding value out of our today's video, kindly smash that like button and I will really appreciate. Where are you watching from? And this wonderful Sunday, it is such a great day. I'm very excited, very jovial to interact with you, my top boss, on a one-on-one, on a live session, just to share my journey of how it has been, growing this channel from 0 to 40,000 subscribers, or to be specific, 43.5 thousand. Subscribers as of today, which is 2025. And I know in future we are expecting more numbers, because we are growing consistently each and every month at a level of 2.8k subscribers each and every month, and it means a lot, and I thank you. And you not only subscribe to my videos, you watch and interact, be it by liking the content that I share. It doesn't mean that it is super good, but it means a lot to me. Whenever you comment on my videos, it means a lot, because I also get a lot of feedback on what you want me to talk about, my top boss. So thank you so much. Let me know, where are you streaming me from? Where are you watching me from? I have a lot of top bosses in Kenya, my good friend in Rwanda. I have my great friends from Uganda, Tanzania, a huge amount of top bosses from Ghana. I have friends from Zimbabwe. I have friends from Nigeria. I have friends from, did I mention Ghana? Ghana, a great republic. I also have top bosses all the way from South Sudan. Is South Sudan still the youngest republic in the world? Wonderful, wonderful friends from there. I have my top boss, Al Hamis, and he's saying, I'm in Zanzibar. Zanzibar is in the building. Thank you so much, my top boss Ali. And they say, I really like your classes. They are helping me so much. Thank you so much for the feedback, my top boss. And whenever I interact with people, especially from Kenya, one-on-one, when we meet on the streets and they recognize me, it means a lot. People call me by my name. People refer to me as top boss. People refer to me as top electricians. How are you? Good to see you. And it fills my life with a lot of joy, knowing that I am doing what I love, I am doing what I came here to do, and it is electrical. I love electrical so much. Both my parents were teachers. My mother is now retired. Most of you know that my dad is late. He impacted me. He was a teacher as well, and he impacted me in so many ways. They, as parents, they really protected us. I never at one day experienced any issue to do with, domestic violence. I would be lying if I say that I experienced any hardship as a child. I never saw my parents at one day fighting. Forget up even fighting, even them having a war of words. They never quarreled. And if that happened, it happened behind our back. We never ever experienced that as four siblings, and I always have a lot of respect for my parents for that. And they always protected me. My mother did something that was very, very important. She did not want any promotions because she was a teacher in a primary school where we also schooled. So I think she did this intentionally because she wanted to be closer to her children and ensure that she nurtures them. You know, amongst the four, I was very stubborn. I remember I would rush to the staff room during break time and pretend that I was sick so that I could get some few coins, you know, to go buy snacks. And she really, really ensured that I get the few coins. And sometimes I would pretend that I was not feeling well. And she was like, you know, if I give you a coin to go and buy sugarcane, do you think you will feel better? And I was like, yes, pretending that I was really suffering. And so special thanks to my mother. She's also a top boss because she consumes my content. She has subscribed to my YouTube channel and she watches my content. So once you are here watching this content, know that my mother is also a top boss, and I salute you so much because of the love and care that you showed. Now, another important thing that she did whenever I was in the ceiling, because when I was a kid, I used to play around with solar battery that we used to have. We used to have one battery, we used to have one solar. And whenever I was in the ceiling, and that is why I normally talk about the ceiling so much, because I spent a lot of time in the ceiling. I would do a lot of electrical installations in the ceiling that was with solar. And I know about safety when it comes to that, because even now, that is what I really advocate for. She would come into the house and bring food, but I would spend a lot of hours, a lot of time in the ceiling, and she would come back and ask, "Food is still here. Are you still up there?" And I would say yes. She would say, "Come and eat and then continue." And when I would come down to eat, my food was already cold. She would still warm that food. And that time, because I grew up in the village, we didn't have the microwave. We don't even own one until now in our village. And my mother would still go and put some firewood in the fireplace and warm the food for me. So what a great joy that I have having that time. Now, as I grew up, I thought this is how life is. You know, things are easier even for an electrical technician. And in 2022, things took a wrong turn when I lost my contract. And that contract was where I was employed, you know, a full-time job, employed from, you know, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. on weekdays. And I was still practicing on the side as an electrical technician, but on when I would get some contracts, I would also get into those contracts and engage other electricians. Or when I would get time, I would go and take part in those contracts. Now, in 2022, I also bagged a huge contract, and that was so far the best contract that I got. The problem was, after some time, I lost that contract as well. So I lost my daytime job in 2022. I also lost the biggest contract that I had. That client did not want anything to do with me. And I want to believe that there was a conflict of interest whereby the person that was under that client had someone else. And this client is the person that I was familiar with. And so this other assistant brought in an electrician, and I was told that, you know, you are very expensive. You know, this language, if someone wants to introduce someone else, you are very expensive. Why this, why that? And so I could not continue with that contract. The contract was terminated. My daytime job was terminated through the end of that contract that was not renewed. So I had a lot of losses in 2022, and that is when I was, you know, I was turning 35 years old, you know. I had in 2022, I turned 35 years old, and I had all these massive losses when I was expecting, to be thriving in my career, to be thriving in my life. And I had all these losses. And at that time, I had also moved to a house, this house, which was very, very expensive for someone who had all the losses in the same year. But, and to be honest, that year took a very, very huge toll on me, and I did not give up. All right, I did not give up. I turned to social media to start creating content, and I used all these social media platforms, be it Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, uh, and another platform that I was very proactive on was definitely LinkedIn, and I started creating content consistently. Again, the same year, I suffered a lot of losses. Some of the friends that I call friends gave me work, including a best friend of mine. Well, I was back there in campus, gave me work, and when it came to payment, they ghosted me. Imagine that. So I'm jobless. I have lost one of the biggest contract that I had. And then here I'm interacting with two of my friends. One is the best friend from college. And after I have done some work for them, I have supplied materials, I have worked for them, they refuse to pick up my calls. I visit them physically, claiming for my money. That is when, they are acting as if it's when they have just seen my phone call. So I suffered a good one in 2022, but I kept going. When I came to social media, I started producing content. And that is why everyone that is my top boss, I refer to you as my top boss. If you follow me, if you consume my content, if you have subscribed to my channel, I refer to you as my top boss, and I push you to also go in the same route. Why? Because social media has worked really good, has favored me, because I have met a lot of people that I have worked for, and through working for these clients, I have restored my dignity, because at that particular time, I was really struggling financially. But through the many clients that I meet on social media platforms, I'm able to sell products, be it solar, be it instant shower heads, be it batteries, and be it my services. Whenever I have a lot of work, I engage my friends from most of them that we interact online, and when we go to execute this electrical installation work, at least I gain some financial stability. Alchemist says, I'm in Zanzibar. I really like your classes. They are helping me so much. I had already read that from my top boss. Paul Kamau comes in and says, hello, top boss. How much do you charge for the course? Okay, on our description, I will put a link to our course, and be able to share about that. And Al-Hamis says, how could I join you? Yeah, just let me know. My handles are John Gatehi, or you can reach me either on Facebook, on TikTok. You can also DM me. It is Top Heights Electricals and Electricians across all the platforms. Alhami says, I got a construction. If you can come to Zanzibar, we will do it together. Awesome, awesome. Thank you so much for that. Yeah, I interact with a lot of my top bosses online. And if you can invite me to your project, especially in Kenya at the moment, I can come. I can even record content. And this content, I will edit and share with you for free, so that you can be able to excel when it comes to content creation. I can also share tips with you on how I have grown my channel from zero to what it is now, 43,000 subscribers. It is not an easy thing, whereby every month we are really growing at an average of slightly above 2.8k subscribers every month, and it means a lot. On Facebook, we are already at 76,000 top bosses. On TikTok, over 170,000 top bosses. What an honor! What an honor! And I've been doing this alone until recently. I've been joined by my top bosses. I also have a top boss by the name Simon, who is our intern, young blood, pushing me very, very fast. He's always keeping time and he's asking me, what next? What next? You see, that is the type of person that I want here at Top Heights Electricals and Electricians, who will kick me out of my comfort zone. Like I was saying when I was beginning, is that I am very lazy. But because I have a brand to protect, because I have work to do, I have no option. I just have to go to work. Because I have a lot of top bosses who are looking up to me, to provide and to perform. I have to wake myself up. I have to get out of that couch and to keep on working, to keep on working. And I thank you, my top boss, because you also give me a lot of pressure to keep on working. As an electrical technician, you have to constantly work. You have to give your customers the best. If you promised that you are going to do A, B, C, D, you agreed. And especially when it comes to the amount for that particular job, you must be able to push yourself to finish that which you promised. If the client has already paid for that work, my friend, don't sabotage that client, because you will be shooting yourself on the foot. Why? Because if the client has committed their money and you had promised that once you commit this amount of money, I will be able to give this service, to supply this material or this product, you have no option but to force yourself to deliver. Deliver on the materials. If they are cables, the client, you quoted that this is the best cable for this work. You cannot again go and buy anything that is substandard or below what you had quoted. All right? If per meter, this material goes for, like, let's say if it is a cable, it goes for $2 or $5. You cannot supply material that is worth $1, yet the customer paid for what is $5 per meter. Ensure that you supply that quality that you had quoted and the customer has paid for it. As an electrical technician, ensure that you can be trusted by your customer to deliver quality products. Another important thing is that when you have a brand, you must have long-term goals. My top boss, as an electrician, have very long-term goals. Have 5-year, 10-year, 20-year goals. All right? Have goals for your brand that will even go beyond your lifetime. Have goals such as 50 years, 100 years. When my kids will inherit this business, all right, where will they find it at? Don't worry about what they will do later. But again, if you have kids, ensure that you train them in the ways that this brand, will go further. What do you stand for? What are your principles? What are the principles that you stand for, my top boss? Ensure that you stand for those ones. Ensure that you come up with rules, set goals, principles that will never break no matter what. When you are dealing with a customer and probably there is a lot of work that you're supposed to do, communicate to your customer. Always communicate with your customer. Tell them, you know what? This is the nature of work. This is what I expect you to pay. Okay? If, for instance, you demand too much, you also are expected to pay for these services that you are demanding for. All right? So as an electrical technician, ensure that you have long-term goals. you have that mechanism or a system that holds you accountable to ensure that you fulfill that which you promised your customer, right? So you don't just promise a customer words. You don't just throw in words for the sake of it. You must ensure that you promise what you are able to deliver. Thank you so much, my top bosses. I can see you. I see you watching. Let me know where you are streaming from, and if you are gaining value out of our today's live stream, top boss, smash the like button. My name is John Gatehi, and I'm so pleased to have you join me in this live stream. Thank you so much for always consuming my content. It doesn't mean that I am the best, it doesn't mean that I am special, but it is such a great honor to always have you, my top boss, watching. For those who have followed me across all the social media platforms, thank you so much. I have top bosses who watch me on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, and once you also subscribe to our YouTube channel, it also means a lot. Alhamis is asking whether I will come. Yeah, definitely. I will visit you because in a short period of time, I plan to be visiting some of the countries where I have massive top bosses, and I will be hoping to interact with you on a one-on-one. It will be such a great honor. In Kenya, I have a lot of friends that I interact with, and I would like to start traveling. When I will hit maybe 40, I might say I want to travel to 40 countries, and these 40 countries must include the countries that have the majority of my top bosses that watch me, be it Ghana, be it Uganda, be it South Sudan, be it Nigeria, my Oga people, how are you doing? Be it Zanzibar, where my top boss Ali Hamis is coming from. Yeah, I will be able to visit you. So it has been a great moment for me, and especially here at Top Heights, growing from a lot of struggles, a lot of pain. I have learned a lot that as an electrical technician, this journey is very, very difficult. Once you have that mindset that, it is difficult, but I will get through it, then you set yourself to succeed definitely. Think about it. Nothing is easier in this life. Nothing. Waking up from that bed is a task. But what do? You wake up anyway. Taking a shower. If at all you did not have that accountability whereby, nobody can question me if I smell badly, I can bet that you will just be comfortable without taking a shower. If you were to remain like that without having to eat, without the need to eat or drink water, you will not get out of that couch to bother yourself to go and eat. But again, you have to work hard from the onset, from when the day starts, get that job, go and work, make that money so that you can afford the food, you can afford a decent living. So everything is hard, but you have to push yourself anyway. That is how innovators were doing it for us, inventing electricity, inventing the bulb. So you have to push yourself, my top boss. Work on yourself each and every day. What you promise your customer, deliver. Another important thing, my top boss, is that you have to invest in yourself. Investing in yourself means that you read books, you take care of your health, you eat the right foods, okay? And you also must be able to research, do a lot of research when it comes to electricity, especially my people who are in solar. Do a lot of research, equip yourself every day with the latest emerging technologies. When it comes to the inverters, which are the inverters that are in use in the market currently? Which inverters are performing best? Which systems can be integrated with phone apps so that the customer can monitor their homes? If, for instance, we are talking about home automations, Be able to equip yourself with the latest technology, my top boss. Because sometimes you'll visit a client and they are way ahead of you in terms of technology. They will be asking you, how can I monitor my home security systems so that if I want to switch off this bulb at this time, or I want to lock my gate remotely with my phone, how can I do it? You know, there's also another technology, and I'll be sharing it very soon with you, my top boss, where you can switch on Mic check. Am I audible now? Top boss, I really apologize for that technical hitch of not having sound. John Eze, good to see you, says hello everyone. Ali Hamis, you had said boss, no voice. How about now? Are we back on sound? Sound check. Mm, 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 mm. So I want to thank you so much. Paul Kamau says it is good now. Top boss, I really salute you. You have been here for the all the time. Thank you so much, Paul Kamau. Did you know that Kamau is my middle name? Middle name is Kamau. So Paul Kamau, my namesake, thank you so much for confirming that. I also have my top boss, Chisomo Stephen, says, yes, we can hear you. Thank you so much, top boss Stephen, for that confirmation. It means a lot. Yes. So, what I was talking about is concerning you appealing to your customers. You know, when you appeal to your customers' emotions, and you're probably thinking, John, isn't that just insane? You know, why would you appeal to their emotions? It's because when you go to fix electrical issues at your customers, probably they may not know or understand what you have done. When it comes to electrical, even though you may try as hard as possible to explain to them, they don't care as long as you have assured them everything is okay. But it is in every human to feel appreciated, you know, to feel important. How will a human being feel important if you don't appeal to their emotions? The only answer is that you must understand what they value. And how will you know what they value, especially when you are visiting them at their home? The only way is to ask questions. If you see someone has a frame or a picture or a photo on their wall, and it is that of their daughter, and they have several of such, ask them about that photo. You'll be like, that is a wonderful frame. That is a wonderful picture. Can you tell me about that picture? They will be so happy. It's just like myself. If you may ask me, John, tell us about this frame here. Tell us about this background. I'll be so happy. The reason why I have it here is because my father was also a part-time carpenter. All right? And so he really interacted with furniture. And the reason why I have it, not as a wallpaper, but a real piece of woodwork, is simply because I have that background of my family, you know, having interacted with furniture. So at a younger age, this is what I loved. And I can go on and talk about that. John, why is it that you are so aggressive when it comes to social media? I can tell you about the story that got me to social media. And that is what I have just mentioned earlier on. In 2022, I lost everything that I had in relation to work. All right. I can share that. And that is where I started on social media. So when you visit a customer, be very keen on what interests them. All right. So moving forward, it is very important for you as an electrician to have a lot of attention to your customers. Always listen to what your customer is saying. Listen to what your customer values. Listen to what your customer appreciates. If you don't have this skill of listening, your skill as an electrical technician will not take you further, my top boss. But if you pay attention to your customer as they speak, to your customer as they talk to you or talk with you, my top boss, listen to this. Pay attention to your customer. Listen. Give your customer an ear. Once they start talking about what they value, be it that pet, be it that family friend or neighbor, be it their loved ones, especially here. This is very key. Listen to your customer talk to you about their loved ones. Someone may say, my grandfather visits every weekend or every end month. They will visit. They will like to hang out at the pool section, and sometimes my grandfather complains about the water being cold. Offer a solution. Your money is right there. You can tell them, you know what? We can heat up the pool. We can warm the pool for them, by ensuring that the water that is flowing into the pool is preheated. That is a solution. So you will offer a solution to that issue and you will get paid because of that. So that is how you make money in 2025 as an electrical technician. You appeal to your customers' emotions. All right. Now you may visit customers who will not be that free with you to talk. Give them time. Be patient with them. Understand that not every customer is the same. All right. So all that you need to do is to always ensure that you understand your customers. Those that talk, those that are open, those that don't. For those that don't want to talk or open up so much about themselves, give them their space. Respect your customers. By the way, did you know that customers don't really care about you? A customer does not really care about your business. But if you take care, or if you cared to listen to your customer, if you care about your customers' emotions, they will now start taking care of your business by listening to you, because it is not upon them to take care of you, to take care of your business, or to even want to understand what you are all about. So if you take care of your business, the first step is to always be concerned about your customer. All right. If you take care of your customer, the customer will now start minding your business. They will start understanding, what is John up to? He is into solar. Can we listen to that? Can we know whether he can provide a solution for us? But that can only happen if you take care of your business. If you take care of, if you take care of the customer. Once you take care of the customer will take care of you by simply giving you business. That is how a customer takes good care of you. If a customer doesn't give you business, then it means that you don't have cash flow. If you don't have cash flow, it means that your business will starve to death. Okay? The only way that your customer will take care of you, as I have said, is if you take care of them by appealing to their emotions, my top boss. Let me know in the comment section if there is something that you think has worked between you and your customer. What have you done in the past while dealing with your customers that has helped your business to grow to a level that it is now? Or probably it helped you to become a better business person. Now, as electrical technicians, we have not been taught the business aspect. We have only been pounded with, how electricity works. If you find a problem at a customer, this is how you are supposed to deal with it. But the aspect of business for an electrician has for so long been ignored. But now my top boss here is the key. If you don't understand the business aspect of an electrical engineering business, then it means that you are going to starve and struggle financially. Being a person that his life took a wrong turn in 2022 when he was just turning 35 years old, I think I have the authority to talk to you about this aspect. That is when I realized that if I don't incorporate business aspect into my electrical knowledge, I'm going to struggle. Before, I used to think that Mine was to go to construction sites. Mine was to go and offer solutions in terms of electrical. I didn't understand the business aspect. I ignored it. I thought that that was not for me. And anything business was to do with the people in business. And let me tell you, my top boss, electrical engineering is business in and in itself. You are supposed to understand that which you ignore will come back to bite you very, very hard and deeply, and it will cause a lot of emotional pain for you. So, one, you must be able to invest in books, understand the knowledge that is in business, and apply it in electrical engineering. Because once you understand business and you apply the knowledge that you get in these books, my top books, and you apply it in electrical engineering business, definitely things will start showing up for you. I have always been advocating about this book, How to Win Friends and Influence People. If you read it, it talks about how you will be able to interact with your customers. For instance, if I may just pick what I have been applying from this book, and it is, let me just go with the first one. Fundamental techniques in handling people. If you want to gather honey, don't kick over the beehive. What does that mean? All right. If you want to get the good stuff from people, start by complimenting them. You know, talk good about them. Whenever I visit people in their homes, I normally say positive things about their home. I start with the gate. Somebody has spent a lot of time, a lot of money on that gate, on that fence, and you can notice it. My top boss, can you compliment that? You enter into their houses. One of the go-to phrases that I use whenever I visit my customers as an electrician, especially in their houses, I say things like, what an amazing home. This is not just a house, this is a home. What do you think that makes them feel? Make your customer feel good about what they have been able to achieve over the years. You find a very good piece of art in their home. If, for instance, they love wall hangings, you spot the wall hangings everywhere. My top boss, that is a very good selling point for you as an electrical technician. Compliment them. You know, when you say positive things about that, in future, they will give you a lot of businesses, a lot of referrals. Whenever you visit their home, compliment them. If you see there is a change, especially for the repeat customers, my top boss, can you be very keen? Can you be very observant? When you go to their home and they have repainted their home, compliment them. They know that the next time they invite you after they execute a change, you will notice and you will compliment them. The human has that eager desire, has that feeling to be appreciated, to be complimented. If you find a new vehicle in there that you did not spot, ask them about it. Okay, I don't mean to really interfere with their personal life, but you can even compliment them, say, wow, your vehicle is amazing. I love the rims. Probably they have really invested in the rims, compliment them. Stephen says, hi, John. I'm studying electrical engineering. How can you help me improve my practical skills? I'm still a student. This is the right time, my top boss. And thank you so much for that question, Chisomo. So the best way is to constantly learn, constantly improve. If you are an electrical student, ensure that you equip yourself with a lot of information. All right. So once you go to class to study, know that there is a lot to that you are studying. When it comes to joints, all right, electrical joints, electrical connections. Ensure that you research. On our YouTube channel, we have talked a lot about practicals. You can also get to other channels where you can learn about electrical terminations. Very, very important. Constantly improve. When you want to be ahead of the rest, you must sharpen. Learning does not stop when you graduate. Learning does not stop when that lesson has ended. After the class, can you ensure that you sharpen your skill by either researching, you can use tools such as YouTube, all right? Apart from that, ensure that you embrace AI as a student of electrical in today's era. In 2025, if you don't embrace AI, if you don't embrace social media, you are going to struggle a lot. Another important thing as an electrical student is that you need a lot of practical skills. My top boss, Stephen, after school or after classes, ensure that you visit a construction site. You will learn a lot when it comes to electrical installations. If you are studying in electronic engineering, after classes, visit those guys who are into electronic repairs. You will learn a lot. All right. You will learn a lot in terms of that. So you must ensure that you really invest when it comes to knowledge, when it comes to information, my top boss. So don't just stop at what you learn in class. Don't just stop at what your teacher or your lecturer is teaching you. Ensure that you dedicate your time, you dedicate yourself, your resources, the little resources that you have, to improve on your skills. If, for instance, you are studying telecommunications, all right, instrumentations, hunt for those engineers who are dealing with control systems. Once you get in contact with them, be under their feet, humble yourself, ask to volunteer. Don't ask for money. The moment you put money in front of you, it's like you have put things that are going to stumble you and you will not get ahead. When you get an opportunity to talk to these engineers, just beg them, you know, for an opportunity to be able to interact with what they are doing, to be able to interact with their other engineers that they are working with, so that you may gain information, so that you may gain knowledge. That is very, very important. Whenever you want to gain access, first of all, ask yourself, how can I get just a little bit of access to these people? And once you are in there, start now getting more information, getting more knowledge. You may never know that even with time, they will hire you. All right. But first things first, how easier can you gain access to these people, to this knowledge? The first important thing, my top boss, Stephen, is to volunteer. That is very simple. Other people may not give you that access, even if it's volunteering. But again, if you push yourself out of your comfort zone, you gain that permission to volunteer in their companies, then it means that you stand a better chance of getting access to these All right, all right. So always understand this, that indeed, if at all you have that opportunity to volunteer, it will go a long way to help you become better at your craft. Sky Levy, good to see you. Say good evening. Thank you so much for turning up to this live stream. I really do appreciate. And also my top bosses who have been here for the last 1 hour. I really do appreciate you for your time. It means a lot. Today we have been talking about how we as electrical technicians can get ahead in terms of our business as electrical engineers. Did you know that there is a lot more that you need to understand when it comes to business? All right. It's not just about offering that solution when it comes to electrical installations. There are so many people who are skilled out here as electrical engineers, far much better than you think. There are people who are better than me in so many ways as electrical technicians or electricians or even craftsmen. They are far much better than me. All right. But if someone is very good in their craft as an electrical technician or any field when it comes to engineering, but they miss out on very important aspect when it comes to how to gain clients, how to get businesses, how to appeal to the emotions of people, they will definitely miss out on a lot when it comes to making money, providing solutions, because they will be knocked out. If you don't appeal to the emotions of people, which is the front door, if you don't gain access through the front door to this customer, it means that even the business aspect will not get. So the emotion aspect is the front door. If you gain access through that front door by appealing to your customers' emotions, then that means that you stand a better chance at giving them business proposals. All right. So once a person lets you in because you have been able to access the front door, you have been able to go past their front door. Once they let you in, because you have appealed to their emotions, you have praised them, all right, you have listened to them, okay, then they will definitely give you more businesses. You may come up with more solutions to their problems. For instance, you visit a customer and they are straining or they are struggling with power losses, and you offer them solution. At that particular point, they will be able to listen to you. Listen to your customer so that they will be able to listen to you. If you take care of your customers, they will take care of your business, and that is how you will thrive as an electrical technician in 2025 and moving onward. Thank you so much, my top boss, for your time, and thank you so much for listening in to our Sunday, our Sunday nuggets as electrical technicians. I urge you, please, 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 as electrical technicians, kindly focus on the business aspect of electrical engineering, focus on the emotional aspect of your customers, and you will definitely succeed. Be able to take good care of your customers, listen to them, and be concerned about what interests them. Once you do that, they will definitely focus on your business, they will care about your business, and they will give you more business, more repeat business. They will also refer you to their friends. That is a very good way of marketing for you that is free and is very, very effective. Thank you so much for your time, my top boss. I really do appreciate you. Sky Levi, I see you, and thank you so much for being here. Chisomo, sorry, and Paul Kamau, John Eze, Ali Hamia, thank you so much for not only tuning into my stream, but also interacting. If you have not subscribed to my channel, subscribe to my channel for these and more tips that are coming. Also smash the like button. Let me know if this stream has been very, very helpful. And also let me know in the comment section if you want me to talk about anything that is related to electrical and electrical installations, and I'll be very glad, very glad to research about it and bring that information in a manner that has been broken down so that you may understand it easily. Thank you so much, my top boss, for tuning in. Goodbye for now. My name is John Gatehi, and this is Top Heights Electricals and Electricians. See you in the next one.